Alright guys, so Osamason recently dropped his highly anticipated project, Jumpout, and the reactions have been all over the place. It actually might not sound like it, but Osamason hadn't dropped a project for over a year. So this kind of was a big deal, especially to his fans, and it was underwhelming for some, really annoying for others, really good for like his core fans, and I don't know, the overall consensus of whether or not this is a good project or not is really weird. And that's for a couple of reasons, which I'm going to go into. But yeah, I'm kind of going to go over the reactions to this album, the whole "We Gonna Be Okay" controversy. They're comparing him to the angry German dude with a weird mustache, guys. And finally, my rating. So yeah, let's get into it. So right out the gate, Jumpout didn't exactly have the best ratings. I mean, Gas Baby immediately said Osamason 4 out of 10 right now, first listen. Then he said 6 out of 12. Nothing crazy. Well said Osamason did it again. They're quoting songs. I pull up Mufasa, richer than your father. That was like one of the bars. There's a song called Mufasa. Glow in Peace, who leaked a shit ton of Osama songs, said Jumpout is easily better than Badass Fucking Kid. Netspend Central immediately clapped back. I don't know. This is just like normal Twitter stuff. But, all these like glazing tweets aside, Osamason still the king of the underground. Most people were not really messing with Jumpout. They don't really call it trash, but it clearly wasn't crazy. Like, oh my God, this is whoa. It just wasn't undeniable. To me, if you're going to drop a project and people have, doubts or whatnot, you have to completely silence all of that. And, Osamason just didn't do that with this project. You can already see on Twitter, someone said Jumpout is still not better than any of Ken's full albums, better than any Uzi post Love Is Rage 2. Post Love Is Rage 2 is crazy. I thought it was a pre. Better than any future post Wizard. On Yeat's entire career. Okay. Sure. LMAO, this guy is not better than Ken. If you're wondering why everyone keeps comparing him to Ken Carson, it's because Osamason's label has been running a lot of promo on Twitter, right? And one of the narratives they've been trying to push is, once Jumpout drops, we might have to start having those conversations about who's really better. And I'm gonna say is we're not having those conversations. Like, yeah, he's not better than Ken Carson. This also stemmed because there's this one Ken Carson snippet that a lot of fans don't like. So like, what? He's falling off. This sounds exactly the same as A Great Chaos. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah. Underground Sound also posted, rank these 4 rappers in order after tonight. To me, it's Cardi. Ken and Yeat are actually tied for me. Ken has been better recently, but overall Yeat is better. And then it's Osama. Like, I don't know. I'm not even gonna go through the replies. Actually, I am. Hyperbob Daily said something really funny. Knew better to leave the Richmond Grim Reaper off of this. Someone in the Osamason community said, the disaster of January 21st, 2025. It's like a Cardi meme. There was also this one post in the Cardi community where they actually make a really good point. It's by this guy named Young Forever 444. He said, this is why the underground will never produce superstars again, like Juice WRLD, X, Uzi, Cardi, etc. You all hype garbage that will never become mainstream. Basically music that no basic human being can listen to. Our new underground rappers will be underground forever. And it's a quote tweet of this one hip hop page that was definitely paid to say a caption, ain't nobody else in the underground doing this. Now, I didn't think it was trash, but I kind of understand where they're coming from, because if you listen to this album, number one, I made a video about this such a long time ago. It was like I called it like the problem with Osamason or something, and I said he just lyrically says nothing. He took that in this album to a whole new level. He also has like these really, I don't know how to explain, like short bars where he says nothing, so you can go an entire album without really saying anything. I think that kind of ticks some people off. He also called it brain rot music, and I guess you could say that. I think part of the reasons why they say that is, it's really distorted, and he's just saying he's just doing all sorts of random flows, probably it. But to me, this is just like a project, I don't know, that mainstream people will never listen to. But I don't even think this project was supposed to push it mainstream. If that was the case, then I don't really think this is gonna be the album that does it. This other guy named Barry, I'm not even gonna say the last name because I'm gonna show you something else. Because if you look at that same screenshot he posted, it also says Evan's AirPods. So it's some kid named Evan who's cosplaying as a black dude that looks like this. Hold on. Yeah. But anyways, he said, okay, no pun intended, unk time, prepare yourselves. Usually I'm the type to get a first couple listens opinion, then later down the line switch up, but the first couple of listens is not so good. This sounds more like, okay, Jumpout feature random punch-ins from Osamason, and I understand that beats are supposed to be good in the album, but the artist should be the main one I'm paying attention to, and honestly, most of these beats ain't even crazy, not gonna lie. Whatever the new flow or preset is, throw that shit away. And usually, I don't even care for rappers doing punch-ins. We're not rapping about shit for a couple of songs, but the whole album though, with the height of the best bar not even being some crazy shit, being a part of the song title. At this point, just name the songs 1 through 18, because bro, why? Y'all raised my expectations saying he going mainstream with this. I did appreciate some songs though, but it's clear as day, distinction from Flex Music and this. And I'm critical because I actually messed with the album after a couple of listens. Jumpout sounds like TikTok background music. Yeah, to me, Flex Music is definitely better than this. Just as a project in whole, I really liked a couple of the songs. Some of the critiques I don't really care about, like the lyricism stuff, but I definitely understand the flow, the preset too. So he's doing like this, I don't know how to say it, this like synthesis of Cardi, like this variant of Cardi's baby voice. He's just not doing it as crazy. He's doing like something along those lines, and it's very cool in some songs, and other songs it's just not as good. And the other thing too is because the beats are pretty repetitive, it kind of blends it, if that makes sense. So yeah, great take. And well said, this ain't repetitive at all. What are y'all hearing? I know you just, kind of dissed Osama's flows, but I did really like a lot of his flows too. Someone else said, get ready for distorted 808s, bad mixing, stolen gimmicks, a bunch of copy of other artists, and cap rap from a suburban kid who got rich. Boy, slow down. That's just like a Cardi hater in his community, so makes sense. Someone else said, or his archive said, if Kai Cenat reacts to Jumpout tonight, it might genuinely be over. So, I don't think that will happen because Kai Cenat is cool with Ken, and I'm pretty sure Kai Cenat's music stylist knows what's up. They said, Osamason paid promo tweets flooding my timeline. I'm going to explain to you where I think they went wrong with the paid promo after. I'm telling you all this album is going to change music, rap music. This album is amazing. Okay, and Osamason are the best artist and producer duo right now. Jumpout is album of the year. Osamason, you did it again. Here's the thing. So one of the things that really screwed over Ian that people didn't realize was, him and his label trying to compare himself to Yeat. They kept putting him up next to Yeat, and then when Heat actually dropped, he just washed him and then, kind of ruined everything for him. I feel like sometimes with these paid promotion tweets, and even on Instagram, but mostly Twitter, because Twitter is where these narratives are started, they raise the bars so high and they set themselves up for failure. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he's gonna change rap music, and then no offense, I like the project, but it's like not really changing rap music. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's go over to Reddit and see what they said. Thoughts. I thought it was a pretty good album. I'd say that too. It's just like, all right, it's cool. It was decent, but leaks screwed him over like crazy. So many generational songs fumbled because leakers want to ruin stuff. His last album was a lot better to me. Not much substance or variety, but a few bangers. 6 out of 18. His flows on so many songs is trash. It's a huge turnoff for me. Yeah, I don't know how to say this. Like, I think we really started to understand this when Osama dropped The World Is Free or The World Is Yours. I'm tweaking right now. I forgot what it was, but yeah, The World Is Free. That song was like, I don't know how to explain it. The beat was cool, but the flow just didn't match, and it was a little awkward. I don't know. That was like a couple of songs here. The other thing they also pointed out was leaks. So leaks really ruined this album in my opinion, because songs like LeBron James, oh my god, the song is too good not to be on there. You know what I mean? The other thing too, and I'll say this, so I kind of revised my theory on leaks after this album. Not that anyone cares about my theory on leaks, but I always thought, leaks actually help these like mixtape rappers because it keeps their core fan base engaged. But looking back, the way Cardi's leaks occurred and Osamason's leaks occurred were actually kind of different. Because with Cardi, what would happen was these leaks would come in SWATs, right? So it'd be like leak season. It'd be like, oh, it's leak season, blah, blah, blah. We're doing group buys, whatever. Like 5 songs would leak, maybe 10 songs. That's kind of crazy. That doesn't really happen that often. But, there'd be a lot of songs leaking, right? In short periods of time. And then there would be like breaks, right? So they would happen in moments. For Osamason, they did have like these big leaks where there's a lot of songs, but songs are leaking like clockwork. It was like every day, oh, it's 8 a.m. Let's leak an Osamason song. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was pretty crazy. And they basically leaked his entire album like twice or something. And then finally, recently, like earlier this week, like 4 days ago, they leaked the album, or like 8 songs or 10 songs from the album, and they just dropped the album, right? When that happened, there were so many leaks, I didn't even bother to check out the leaks. Like, I just didn't care. So to me, it actually hurt Osama because, Osama is still largely like the SoundCloud artist, right? He's not, I don't see him selling even close to what Netspend did, which was like 9.8K. He probably won't even chart, So most of his fan base is still on SoundCloud, meaning a lot of them heard those leaks. Like, the numbers on some of those leaks were crazy. Like, I think LeBron James had like 1 mil on 2 different songs on sound, it was a lot. But yeah, it definitely hurt him. Someone else called it Booty Cheeks, and this is his own subreddit. I didn't even need, like, this was the Yeet subreddit where the first one, this is the Osamason subreddit. He said, not gonna lie, y'all, this is Booty Cheeks. And another thing about this album too to me was, I don't know, OK has like, or not OK, I don't know why I said OK, because I was about to talk about OK actually, but Osamason has like this certain energy to him that separates him from Opium to me. Like he's more energetic, and you can just look at it. You can just see it from the way he performs. He's just more energetic than everyone. You know, he's literally always jumping. No pun intended when he performs, and even the songs, you just feel the energy. In Flex music, that was there, but it was also there with variety. You know, like you can listen to a song like Blonde. There's stuff like All Star, Trenches, Kills was really good. Kills is an amazing song. Straight Flexing is cool. Pop is really nice. You know, it had okay production, stuff from Rock on the Track. You know, everyone, right? Even the deluxe for the album, the deluxe was actually really good. You know, there's Flexer, Freestyle, Rehab, Cartel. Like, those are all good songs. Jumpout, I liked I would say 6 of the songs that are probably gonna be in rotation. But I don't know, when you wait for a whole year, over a year, it just doesn't really cut it. Anyways, let's go to the next topic, which is Osamason and the executive producer of the album, We Gonna Be Okay. All right. Osamason okay the entire Jumpout. It's like the Kobe Shaq montage, and that's probably the most positive tweet about okay the entire night. So anyways, let me explain how this happened. All right, so this all started with the Netspin album. You know, before that, We Gonna Be Okay, his stock and his, I guess you could say, public rating, public opinion was really high. You know, everyone held him in high regard. But this is where I saw it happen. When Netspin dropped his album, there was like a little bit of negativity. Then they paid all these Twitter pages to do promo on Netspin, meaning give a positive reaction. But a lot of people still didn't feel that good about the album. And I feel like they shifted those thoughts, those pages, they shifted those thoughts to okay. And it's not just that. The other thing too was that album really did have too many okay beats. It just sounded repetitive after a certain time. Because okay, you know, he uses like a 2-step hi-hat in all of his beats. So the flow, the beats are all really similar. A lot of his melodies also are really similar. So, you know, it just ends up sounding repetitive, especially when 95% of the album is produced by him. Get what I'm saying? And that's where it started from. But it wasn't anything crazy. They were just like, damn, okay, blah, 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 and, you know, that was it. Jumpout, because the way narratives start is they kind of just come on, you know, you see it here and there, and then they can just get lit on fire. You know what I mean? That's why all these labels are really paying these Twitter pages, because they understand how important and how powerful narratives on Twitter can be. So this is what Hyper Pop Daily said. When I'm listening to Jumpout and I hear the 12th okay is the hardest, I swear to God. That's like his tag. So one guy was like, I'm excited for Jumpout. Then he said, I've had enough of okay. Yeah. The other thing too is, you know, some people were comparing okay and Osama to Cardi and Pierre. I mean, I guess it's kind of similar. I feel like it would be more like Cardi and Pierre if OK did like another album with Osama this much, but judging from what happened tonight, I don't think that's gonna happen. We Gonna Be Okay is angry German guy. There was this picture, and you know, you saw in the thumbnail, but there's really like a crazy one I'm gonna show you later. There's this other guy in the Playboy Cardi set or community who was saying all these are the same beats, and to be honest, yeah, they all do kind of sound the same. I mean, they are made by the same guy, right? I'm so lost. Can someone explain to me why people started hating OK as a producer? Number one, this is the most obvious reason. There are a couple valid reasons why these fans don't like OK, but to me, it's because Twitter's a hive mind. You know, when people see a couple big accounts say something, they also say it, and then everyone chimes in, and it's like this whole mob mentality, and that's been going on. There's also been a lot of support for this one producer group. It's called Draco FM. It has Sky, Legion, Gyro, Rock, Warren Hunter, I think Trench too, I'm not sure. But those producers also work with Osama quite a bit. I mean, Gyro's produced a lot of Osama songs, you know. He did that one that blew up on TikTok, Just Score It, you know. Warren Hunter and Rock on the Track. Like, Rock on the Track did Pop, you know. They've worked with him quite a bit. The Legion, too, is really good. They also have, like, this distorted sound, but their melodies are just different, and they just bring a different side out of Osamason. I think fans wanted that. So, yeah. And what this guy said down here makes a lot of sense. I don't even hate him, bro, but Draco FM is just so much better. It's insane. Working with one producer for a whole album is almost always a bad idea. In my opinion, the momentum of the album barely changes in the beginning. I agree. I feel like the album gets a little stagnant with the sound. If you listen to Flex music, he hops on, like the last song, Tongue to a Ghost, he's on like this alternative trap beat. That's cool, you know. There's songs like, I mean, we already spoke about this actually, so I'm not going to repeat myself, but yeah, the variety is just not there. Someone else said, OK needs a break. You know, there was the angry German guy. OK picture right here. If I hear OK is the hardest one more time, I'm gonna, and I can't say the rest. And this isn't even a picture, it's like an audio file, but I can't play it. Just, yeah, you can just make your guesses on what it is. Someone else posted a picture of We Gonna Be Okay and Lil 88. That's a little too far, I'm not gonna lie. The thing about We Gonna Be Okay is, the reason why people hate Lil 88 is not really just the beats, it's because he's so annoying, right? Like, he's always saying something that when he really shouldn't be. He's trying to start beef, doing this and that. He's just doing too much. Even as a DJ, he does too much. Okay didn't really do anything. I feel like he just locked in with these people. Fans didn't like him. I'd also say that Lil 88 is the reason why people are hating on Okay, because he kind of started the trend of hating on producers within this like underground SoundCloud thing. That makes sense. I don't know. The other thing too as a producer is you're a really easy target, because sure, people mess with you and you can have fans and you can have followers and whatnot, but you don't really have a voice. You know what I mean? I mean, you kind of do, but not really. You know what I'm saying? Like what Metro Boomin did to Drake with that one beat challenge is really rare. I feel like normally producers just get hoed in business and everything. And to be honest, it really started, actually I made a video on the situation when OK said, this is the new age punk music, either you get it or you don't. And everyone clouded on him for it. Someone said, thankfully OK still gives good beats to Fake Mink. Does. But this is what somebody said in his subreddit, or Osamason subreddit. I'm getting sick of OK beats. That's what I'm saying. He's getting booty and repetitive. I needed Gyro, Sky on this album, not OK. I was already tired of OK with Net album. Now he made this album booty too. Def overstaying is welcome. Hog and placements. Yeah, that's the thing too. People don't even like hate OK beats. They just feel like too much OK was on these projects. A lot of people also want Osamason to work with like Slime Crew producers like Perk 40, PDF, Bullymon, and I don't really see him working with those guys anymore. 30, that producer, that guy's hard too. And then of course, honestly, if Osama did a project with them, Draco FM and OK, it would go crazy. But yeah, who knows? Now I'm gonna give you my little take. So number one, to me, like I don't know. I feel like every time an underground rapper drops a project, I always say this, you remember why Cardi and Uzi are actually so good, because their projects were like Eternal Take. When it first dropped, a lot of people thought it was trash, but if you really go back and listen to that and the deluxe, it's pretty good. Whole Lot of Red, Die Lit, self-titled, Love Is Rage 2, those are like timeless new age hip hop albums, right? This shit, no, it's just not, to be real. Maybe a song or two will go crazy on TikTok, but it's just nothing crazy, If you want some recommendations for songs, I would say I like Mufasa. I like the first song, Southside. I like Jumpout a lot. I don't know, I just liked his voice on that. I like Front. There are a couple more, I just haven't liked them yet on SoundCloud, so I forgot their names, but it was alright. I give it like a 7, maybe 6.5, like 7. The deluxe might change my mind and bump it up a point or something, but it's really like, for me, this is all I really wanted from it. I think for some people who are huge fans, because if you really think about it, Osamason's like number 2 in this whole space. It's Netsben and then him. So yeah, a bit underwhelming. I think another thing that Osama also really messed up on was the whole just like perception, or not perception, just the way he rolled this out. Like obviously the leaks, he couldn't handle it. I mean, or it's not up to him. I mean, it is, because at the end of the day, it's your music. You should keep it secure. But I feel like one of the reasons why Netsben's album was so hyped is because he didn't drop a real project, right? He had like a couple EPs from way back, but he didn't really drop anything. Osama has already dropped Osama Season and Flex Music, and this is like his 3rd tape that's still not really an album because he can't sell enough, but so his fans are already a bit fatigued. On top of that, he's always dropping singles. You know what I mean? There's always leaks. His face is always being shown. Not that Netsben's wasn't, but Netsben, if you go back, you can kind of think of like a timeline. You can think of like Nothing Like You, Rhonda, etc. With Osamason, is kind of just like this constant, like you're just seeing him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's still a great rapper. I know I'm being really critical, but I think because of that, this album, it just didn't have as much hype, even though people were saying jump out, just didn't. And then the way the leaks happened and then he randomly dropped it, just, I don't know, it was just very confusing. But yeah, overall, it's not horrible. It's not even like, it just has like 6 songs that I like. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like Destroy Lonely's last album, but a little better, if that makes sense. But yeah, all those, tweets and conversations and fans be like, man, he's going to pass Ken, he's going to go crazy. Yeah, it just didn't happen. The other thing too is I feel like this criticism we're giving him for this project, like with OK, it's gonna take it's probably gonna be like 2026 when he takes and drops a project, and he might be irrelevant by then. So yeah, to me, this project is probably gonna come and go. I don't see people, you know what I mean? Like, we were talking about lyrically, right? Or just the song's lyricism and whatnot. Netsben's lyricism was also not great, but I feel like his album still had a theme just because of the title of the album. You know what I mean? Jumpout just seems like, okay, this is like a mixtape put together, threw together. Try to have as few leaks as possible, you know what I mean? But yeah, my thoughts. Anyways, take care. Bye. I know I haven't been uploading a lot, but I'm gonna get back to daily and hopefully 2 a day too, but we'll see. Bye. Peace.